a little friend today called Leo, a cockapoo. So I've got Billy and Leo, and I've parked up at Fell Dyke to access Cogra Moss, which is a fishing lake, and I'm going to head up to Gavel Fell from Cogra Moss. I don't usually do it from this way, but if you watched my previous video, I missed out Gavel Fell because it was so cold and windy. So I just felt like doing Gavel Fell today on its own from Cogra Moss. It's not the usual route, but it's a beautiful private fishing lake, but it's open to the public to walk around. So that's where we were the other day, up on Burnbanks behind and Blake Fell, and that's Low Pen. So we're going to head up along this track to access onto Low Pen and High Pen and Gavel Fell. So I've done really well today. I haven't got any water with me at all, just a flask of coffee. So I'm absolutely gasping. So it's going well because it's about a 7-mile walk. So yeah, I'm pretty thirsty by the time I get back to the car. So that's where we're heading, up there, which is Low Pen. And we're going to access Gavel Fell from there. But I'm just going to pan you round because that's Blake Fell, where I was the other day. This is Cogra Moss. That's Sharp Knot. You come down from Blake Fell to Sharp Knot and back down into Cogra Moss. So you can do a loop from this track. So to access Low Pen, you head up this trod. It's called a donkey trod. So you leave the main track and head off right, just as you get to the end of Cogra Moss Lake. So you head up right on a narrow path. This is Leo. Leo! And Wee. Come on, little dumpling. So when you do Cogra Moss, you can just walk around the lake on the lower path, and you can walk around on the higher path. That is the lower path around the lake. The donkey trod that I'm on now, you come up the donkey trod and you access the higher path. It takes you all the way around. So we're just topping out onto the top of donkey trod. Brings you out onto this main forest track, and that's the higher path I was talking about before. You just walk all the way around and then back down. It's all on forest roads, so it's really easy, with views of Cogra Moss. We're going to just head straight on and take a narrower path, which is meandering to the left. So you don't take that main path, you take this little side path off. That gets you onto Low Pen and High Pen. Now we're going to come back down High Pen and Low Pen, but to access Gavel Fell, we're going to just head through this gate. Just take this little gate through. So that's Moccakin. We've come from just in between that gap in those trees. we're just traversing along, views of the coast. We're going to head along this path and then turn left up the fell side. So you can start to see the Gavel Fells. You've got Gavel Lake just down in that dip. The coast. And there's Gavel Lake. I'll tell you what, having two dogs, and with Leo having to be on the lead most of the time, it's really tricky doing a video on the GoPro, having Leo attached to me. He's not really used to fell walking much, to be honest, so he plods along at a very slow pace, usually a stop pace. So I'm not quite sure how this video is going to turn out. Probably won't do as many walk-bys because that's proving problematic. This is my view. That's the ridge, low pen and high pen, that we're going to come back on, back to Cogra Moss. But we're heading up round the side on a good ATV track to head to Gavel Fell. So you've got the Gavel Fells over there, and in front of them you've got Gavel Fell. Behind that you've got Herdus leading on to Great Bourne, and that's over to Starling Dodd, and then you've got Red Pike and High Pike behind. And we're taking this traverse path. You can just see the back of Gavel Fell. This is not the usual way to access the fell, but it's very quiet and peaceful. You still get great views. From that col we're going to head right up to Gavel Fell. I'll just pan you around and show you the view we've got of Great Bourne, Herdus, Gavel Fell, Crag Fell and Grike over Gavel. Right, there's a faint fork in the path. The left fork goes straight up to Blake Fell and High Pen. The right fork heads to the col to get to Gavel Fell, so that's the one we're taking. So there was a fire here about 2 years ago, and it covered the whole of Gavel Fell over onto this side, up to Low Pen, High Pen, up to the col, over to Gavel Fell, High Nook. So it's quite a large area, and it was all black and charred for a couple of years, but it's recovered now, and we've got lovely grasses back, bilberries and heather. Just got to the col and heading right. Up the back of Gavel Fell. And that's where we've just been, along there. That's the path at the col where we're going to go straight on the way back from Gavel Fell. We're going to head up where those people are, up to that fence, Takes you to High Pen. We're going to go along that ridge, on the top of that ridge to Low Pen, views of Cogra Moss, back down to Cogra Moss. That's Blake Fell on the left and Carling Knot on the right. You've got Lowes Water far right. Summit of Gavel Fell. So we actually get such a great view on the top of here. Got Red Pike, High Stile, High Crag, Fleetwood Pike. You've got Pillar, Haycock, Starling Dodd, Great Bourne, over to Ennerdale. Banner Fell. That's where we've been from up there, around by Mockerkin in Cogra Moss, and that's Blake Fell that we did the other day. Gavel Fell Summit. Just come along a bit from the summit of Gavel Fell to get this viewpoint. That's Great Bourne, Starling Dodd, Pillar behind, Haycock, Red Pike, High Stile, and that's Hen Combe. We've got Grasmore, Melbrake in the middle of it. So Gavel Fell, it's a bit of a weird one. It's not the most exciting, but the views from the top of it are amazing, down to Bottomere, Ennerdale. But you usually do it with a round, so you can actually park in Lowes Water and you can go up the ridge of Hen Combe, and then you can go down over White Moss, which is very, very wet after rain, and then you come up Gavel Fell, and then you can include Blake Fell and Burnbanks and go back down into Holmwood, back into Lowes Water. That's the best way to do it, really. As I say, last week I did Burnbanks and Blake Fell, and I was going to do Gavel Fell and then go down Black Crag and then on the Coffin route, but it was so cold I missed out Gavel Fell. So today I've just done Gavel Fell on its own, which you can do. It's still a nice walk. Still get the great views on the top, and it's very peaceful doing it from Cogra Moss around the back. It's really peaceful. You don't really see many people. Hey Leo, Leo. Are you two? You gone shy? Oh, thanks, Billy. Baby. Leo. He's gone shy. chewing on a bit of wood, as you do. So we've got a stile to get over, so we can head down High Pen and Low Pen, which is that ridge down there. So Billy jumped that fence no problem, but little Leo had the dog gate to go through. So you've got a dog, you've got the dog gate you can use. Looking back to Gavel Fell. So now we're heading down High Pen. It's a nice ridge. I'll show you a pan you round with views of Cogra Moss. That's where we're heading back down to. So we parked the car on the far side. So you can see this lovely ridge. That's High Pen there in the middle. Low Pen's the next one along. And then you head steeply down in between Low Pen and Moccakin, that big dome, down to Cogra Moss. Back to the path that we were on. So I'm just going to enjoy this lovely ridge down, looking over to Ennerdale. Fantastic light. Gavel Fell. Fell up there. So from here you can see the path. That is the higher path, cutting through the trees, goes in a circle and a horseshoe all the way around Cogra Moss. And you can see the extensive wind damage going back about 5-6 years ago. So they're cutting quite a lot of trees down around Cogra Moss now. There's a great viewpoint here over to the coast. There's High Pen and Ennerdale. This ridge on High Pen and Low Pen because you get great views over Ennerdale and over to the sea, the Irish Sea. Right now it's really clear. I can see the Isle of Man, really clear. You see over to Scotland, to Criffle. So we're on low pen now. I'll just pan you around and show you the view. So there's Mochakin, Cogra Moss, and that is looking over to Gavel Fell, Sharp Knot and Blake Fell. And that's high pen, so this is the ridge. So you come from Cogra Moss, you can come up low pen onto high pen, all the way along that ridge onto Blake Fell. Then you can go down Sharp Knot and down that ridge onto the forest track. Used to be through trees, but they've been cut down now. Back to Cogra Moss. So that's a good loop as well. So you head down quite steeply off low pen to head towards the donkey trod in between Mochakin and Cogra Moss, where we started the walk. So on the way down, we're going to head from behind them trees, down the donkey trod, back along past Cogra Moss into the car park at Fellside, Fell Dyke I think it's called. So that's the route we did on the ascent in the foreground. We accessed it from the gate just down here by Mochakin, and we headed over the little gill and along an ATV track. So we're just heading down from low pen, nearly at the donkey trod. So I'm nearly back at the car, so I'm going to say goodbye. It's been about a 7-mile walk. Somehow along the walk I've managed to lose my fleece. It was attached to my bag on the outside, and I think the wind has blown it off my bag and I didn't realise. So I've lost my favourite fleece. So what with forgetting my water, not having a single drop of water on the whole walk, then losing my fleece. And then when I was back down at Cogra Moss, I thought I'd lost Leo's lead. Couldn't see it anywhere, so I went back up the donkey trod. Couldn't find it. I looked down at Leo and it was attached to him still, but dragging underneath his legs. So it's been one of those kind of days. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys again on another adventure. Thank you for watching. It's much appreciated. All your comments are appreciated, and if you want to subscribe to see more content, really appreciate that too.